the final word. The final word. Yep.
Yes, sir.
The final word.
And I can already hear it, man. Zeke again? So we gonna talk about that.
Oh, man.
And I ain't heard none of y'all opinions, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. And then I'm
The
very
final
curious.
word.
OC, we need you, brother. We need you.
Well, you know, the OC is here, man. So you go get exactly what you asked for. You need some help, you go get it.
The final word.
Hey, man, it's a debate. It's getting
The final
stronger and
word.
stronger.
Yeah. You know. Well, it's more than one way to slice a piece of pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So some people like to cut it in squares. Some people, like the triangle slices.
Ooh.
So we gonna talk about the different ways the Cowboys can chop this up, and we gonna just use some data,
The final
some common
word.
sense, and just try to come to a healthy conclusion, man. That's all I can tell you.
Man, you sound real confident.
Man, I usually am about these kind of things, boss. I usually am, but
It is your thing.
I'll be interested to hear everybody's opinion, and on purpose, I know some other creators have put out opinions about this, and on purpose, Boss Cowboy, on purpose, I have not listened to anybody's opinion on this. By the way. Anybody's.
Yeah. That's always the best way.
Yep. So it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. So
Yeah. See, talk about that black real quick before we kick it off. Like that, I call that going black. Like we might have different reasons why we just super kind of disciplined.
The final word.
Yeah, man. I mean, look. Here's the thing. You can be influenced by what you hear and by what you see. And a lot of times, if you follow other people, it's good to learn from everybody. I'm a big proponent of that. But if you want to be pure to your original thoughts, it's good to seclude yourself.
The final word.
And that way, you have not been tampered with, you have not been influenced, you have not been persuaded or influenced at all by anybody. So what you're getting is authentically your real thought and your real perspective, man. And that's the way I like to rock, man, especially on topics like this.
And that's a very underrated thing. Because what I also find is when you do that, you come up every now and then totally different than the crowd. And that's the test. That's the real test of you and your eyes. So, what it is. Let's kick it off, big dog.
The final word.
I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the field, let up, I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. risky with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. So, getting down to the nitty gritty, man. I'm gonna kick it off. Oh, hold on real quick. I'm gonna kick it off with the topic that you the man on. All right. That I'm pretty sure everybody want to hear about. So I'm gonna kick it off. Give me 1 second to pull it up.
Yeah, man. Take your time.
I consider, you a heavyweight to me when it comes to offensive line. So when you got different opinions, sometimes I'm just interested in watching this play out. So Duke, he came out and he said the Cowboys shouldn't even consider moving Tyler Smith. It would be a huge mistake for the O-line and for Tyler's continued development. He is a special offensive guard. What say ye thou is, OC?
Well, boss, I replied to this, so if you can find my reply on X.
Okay, I didn't know.
I replied to that.
Okay.
And Stargazer actually
there it is.
Reposted it.
Okay, so speak your mind, because I didn't even see that.
Yeah, man. So let me take my time with this, since we don't have anybody else in the building right now. It's layers to that commentary, okay? It's layers to it, okay? And let me say this in respect to the great Duke. And Duke is great at what he does. He's great at training offensive linemen. He's one of the best in the world at what he does, all right? And Duke does have a unique perspective to a degree that very few people, if any, could ever get, because he's working up close and personal with these guys, normally on a weekly, some on a daily basis, okay? Number one, all right? So I want to get that preamble out of the way, all right? Now, the timing of the tweet caught my attention. We're getting closer to the draft. We're getting a lot of rumblings about the lack of movement with the offensive line. We're getting the executive office from the Dallas Cowboys come out and say, hey, alluding to picking an offensive lineman, alluding to that. So I'm not sure about the exact angle of that tweet, okay? And the why behind it. And I think you get what I'm getting at here.
Yeah,
the why
let me say it, if I'm understanding you correctly. And this is something that, what's up, Big? I see you getting your camera together. You good. Sometimes there's a player interest. Sometimes there's a player interest, and it's genuine. It's very genuine, right? Where you were working these guys out and you looking out for their best interests, right? So you go speak the voice that's going to probably get them the best career. Is that pretty much what you're saying?
Yeah, and I'm also saying that it could be another way of this. This is something that oftentimes and I'm not saying that this is the case. I'm giving possible scenarios, okay? So I want to be very clear on what I'm saying, okay? I'm not saying Duke had bad intentions. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not saying anything but nothing but respect to Duke, all right? But at times, it's the player that wants to stay in that role. They're like, man, I feel more comfortable here, which I don't really think is the case, because Tyler Smith last year said, put me anywhere.
Yeah.
He didn't fight to stay at tackle, which financially, based on his trajectory from his rookie season, and we'll get into some data in a second, would have benefited him financially long term to play great at left tackle versus left guard. It would benefit him much more by tens of millions of dollars financially. But he said, you know what? Put me anywhere. Okay? Or it also could be some influence and some posturing and positioning to say, hey, we really want to do a certain thing. We need you to have our back on this, right? That's another perspective. And I don't know which one is completely true, or it could just be the man speaking his mind. But let me get into what I think about that comment.
Yes, that's what I want to know, and then we go around the room because the house is full. We got Station in the house. We got Big in the house. They coming in perfectly on time. So we want to get your commentary. We go past the baton. Go ahead, big dog.
Yeah, man. So if you look at, and I'm using PFF as a reference because people are familiar with that. It's not the end all, tell all, or be all, but it does give us a point of reference. Okay, so if you look back at 2022 and you look at Tyler Smith playing left tackle, and you see that, hey, man, and that's actually this past year. Go back one more, boss. Where his rookie year, not that one. Actually, no. Go to the second one that you read, boss. Sorry about that. Yeah, that one. So if you look at his rookie year, okay, you see him having a top 4 PFF grade in the latter part of his rookie year. And that's what I was talking about in terms of the growth. Look who he's up there with. He's number 1 in terms of a PFF grade. That's in December. That's right at the tail end of the regular season, his rookie year. All right. He's up there with Trevor Pena. He's up there with Trent Williams, which is the best offensive lineman in the league. So his trajectory up from his rookie season in terms of development had him trending toward a Pro Bowl status, which is what I've been saying. He gave up 6 sacks as a rookie that got no snaps in the preseason before he played it his rookie year and did a doggone good job. He has power. He has knee bend. He's not the most athletic tackle you'll see in your life. He doesn't need to be because he has tremendous power. He has tremendous length, and he has good quickness going left and right. And that's really all you need. So to say that he couldn't play left tackle will be a mistake. To say that he's special at left guard is a really great sentiment based upon what he did this year in giving up 1 sack. But it's much easier to go from guard to tackle than it is to go from tackle to guard than it is to go from guard to tackle. He's shown he can do both. I don't think it will be a mistake. I think it depends on what the Cowboys do in the draft. That's my opinion about the matter. I think that Tyler Smith is a Pro Bowler either way. I think he could be great either way. And I think that the penalties, if you look at the next slide, boss, you see the penalties from his rookie year and the penalties from his sophomore year. He had the most penalties. He had 13 penalties, tied for first. And we talked about that years ago now, Boss Cowboy, on my evaluation of him when I said he misses with his hands. He gets called for holding. He gets offside sometimes when he gets antsy. But mainly it's missing with the hands outside. So he still needs to work on drawing the hands inside and elbows down, things like that. But he's great at either place. But to proselyte him and say that he only could be great at left guard, I don't agree with. And I think it will be a huge mistake for the Cowboys not to put him there if they do not have a surefire top-level tackle that they draft that comes into camp. Okay, key phrase, comes into camp and proves that he can hold down that blind side. If that guy doesn't do that, you need to bump Tyler Smith out there for Dak's protection if you care about Dak, and don't do the crap you did this year and put Chuma out there, because that's not going to work.
Everybody understand why the OC had to kick that off, and I'm very interested in my boy Big and Law's thoughts on this debate, right? Because the debate is getting louder as we get closer to the draft, right? So we got a lot of needs out there. Big, I'm not sure if he froze. Big, are you froze? Law, what's your thoughts?
Well, it goes back to reminding myself of the La'el Collins thing. La'el Collins would have been an all-pro guard or continuity of being a Pro Bowl guard, but he was a very serviceable. He was very good at right tackle, and he was a really good tackle when healthy. So I'm looking at it from this aspect, the OC. Is Tyler Smith an all-pro guard? Yes or no?
100%.
Is he an all-pro tackle? Yes or no?
In my mind, year 2, 100%.
So he's not an all-pro tackle, but he is a guard. And I'm always about building a foundation. I get it. We know we have to work on his hand placements and things like that. I know that when you shots out to you, man. There was only a spoonful of people that banged the table when he was drafted. There was a lot of boos. There was a lot of people saying that, hey, this was a wasted pick. And you kept your composure. You was calm with it. And you brought out the resume and research. And you said that this guy is going to be a really good pick. You may not like it on draft day, but trust me. And that's what your words, you know, I'm not saying it verbatim, but those were the things that you were saying. Just allow this kid to get out there. Now, the things is with Mike Solari opposed to the Joe Philbin thing is that this is more of, hey, we getting you out, we pulling you, you getting space, you're going to be movable a lot in this Mike Solari scheme and system. So I'm looking at it like this. The Cowboys got, for example, they still got the Matt Valesco. They still got Austin Richards. They still may go into this particular draft and draft a tackle. They may lean on that aspect and say to themselves, they got an all-pro guard. We can build around that. Brock Hoffman, he showed us strength. So they may look at that and say he will be your next center if they can't find the guy in the draft. They may look into this draft instead of drafting for need with the 24th pick by going BPA. We will see. Because if I'm Mike Zim, if I'm Mike McCarthy, I don't have time to develop someone. I got to get busy real early. So when I get with the 24th pick, I got to go BPA. I can't just be looking for an offensive lineman. They may go with the pieces that they already have. I'm just letting people know that they may go with that route instead of drafting an offensive lineman in the first round. So by that being said, instead of having 3 spots on this particular team playing in a different spot that they didn't play in last year in a row as it relates to left tackle, guard, and center, why just have a legitimate spot with Tyler Smith staying right there at all-pro guard in the middle of that part of the offensive line? That's why they might just keep him right there.
Yeah, and you know
Fight.
Well, look,
I ain't let Big in yet.
Look, first,
real quick, can we let Big in just real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Because I got my Glock clock.
I knew you was gonna pull it out once he finished. I said.
I know he's ready for me.
Kick off.
I know he's ready for me. Yeah.
Big, what you got, big dog? We can't hear you. I think you got to hit the mute button. We go wait too.
It's good though. It's good because I'm just trying to pick his brain.
Yeah, well, you know what? As Big,
y'all start the fight. Y'all go ahead and start.
I'll chime in. And so I respect the Great Law Nation and its opinion and great commentaries. I will say this, and this is the hard questions that people have to ask. His rookie year, was he the best tackle on the team? His rookie year. Was he the best tackle? I'm going to answer the question. Yeah, he was. Because
he was.
He was the best tackle as a rookie.
See, I know you ready to shoot.
What?
I said you got to give us a chance to think.
Okay, go ahead and think.
I'm trying to recall. You know, and yes, he was by far the better option his rookie year.
I would say yes.
He's a better option. Yes.
Okay, because Tyron Smith was hurt. Terrence Steele only played a handful of games. He was out. So then Tyron Smith was the best tackle on the team his rookie year.
What changed from his rookie year to his sophomore year? Would he been the best tackle on his team his sophomore year? Yes or no?
And that's where I'm going. Yes.
And when you had Tyron Smith hurt, why didn't they just kick and slide him to that tackle spot if he's the best? Didn't Mike McCarthy say, I'm going to put the best 5 out there? By him being at guard, that created us a loss in these games. We lost the Miami game because they had him at guard. If they would have moved him back to tackle, then we would have won.
Come on, Lord.
Why didn't they move? Why didn't they move him? Why they didn't move him last season?
Because the Cowboys play bullcrap games, And the Cowboys want to put a cap on this dude's salary and try to look 3 years down the road and retain his services when they saw that great upside his rookie year. That's why they're forcing this dude to play guard. We know that Chuma can't hold a candle to Tyler Smith playing guard or tackle. You know that Hassan Richards, God bless him, he improved greatly, but he can't hold a candle in terms of power, in terms of sliding, in terms of technical nuance. He's not better than a Tyler Smith. He's not better. Like, we know that, right? I don't even have to ask that question. We know that. Okay, look, we understood coming back, and I said this contrary to all the various people that came on this channel and platform and various outlets and said this and that. I told y'all, I said, Terrence Steele is not going to be himself. I told you, I said, he's going to need a year. This guy is 8 months off of ACL, coming back 320 pounds, 6'6", playing a power explosive player. There's no way this guy is going to be himself. No way. And what do we see? We saw a struggling Terrence Steele. And we're hopeful now, and I'm hopeful too. I believe he'll be about 90% back at least. That 90 will be his new 100, which is still very, very good. So I think he'll be back to probably a Pro Bowl level, right? So now you're playing all these games. You got all these draft picks. You got Walesko. You got a Ball. You got Hassan Richards, the guy who didn't come and he wasn't ready to play. And then you play with the health of your quarterback, your franchise. That's why I want that to get a new team. Because you don't care nothing about me. You gonna put Chuma out here to block me? Chuma, you gonna put Chuma? Why not put? Look, the times that Tyler Smith did get beat, he got beat clean a couple times, but most of the time it was close. At least he could hold the dude. At least he could slow the dude down. He ain't gonna just let the dude sprint off the ball and hit me in my back and give me a concussion. I got a baby on the way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, look, at the end of the day, man, he is right now, and arguably when Terrence Steele was healthy those first several games, he was right there neck and neck performance-wise with a Terrence Steele, the healthy games that Terrence Steele played last year. So what I'm saying in a very common sense fashion, since you have TJ Bass, right, the guy that you can put there, you have TJ Bass. You have Bass.
Yeah.
You have Hoffman. You have Zach Martin. You have Terrence Steele coming back. Why are you making a math equation, an algebra equation? It doesn't need to be that complex.
May I interject just for a few seconds here? So when we use this argument, this is before the draft argument, right? So let's say, for example, if Fuaga is there, if Fantu is there, Fanatu, however you say that man's name, or Fashano, or to a degree, Amarius Mims, who, even though he's raw, and one can argue that, hell, my guy, Austin Richards probably have more playing time than him, right? Especially within the confines of this system. And we know how the Cowboys draft. They draft for projections and upside and future.
Right.
I don't foresee them falling on the sword even with Austin Richards, because can you name me the game that he played terrible in? I'm talking about Awesome. Even if you talk about preseason, can you name me the game? Can you show me the tape? Can you tell me where Chuma outplayed him, even in practice? You can't find me that. They was trying to red tape him or red shirt him, and I believe that somebody's going to be banging on the table, because the Jones family always want to be the smartest people in the room, and no one pretty much foreseen Terrence Steele outside of, I believe, you, boss, and of course you as well. My guy OC. Of being the starting right tackle. See, the Cowboys think ahead and project. There could be a situation that Awesome, it will be still in the mix, but I don't foresee if they pass up on the 24th pick on a Fuaga or Troy and not consider to keep Tyler Smith back at guard.
Yeah, if that's the case, I think that's going to happen in what you just said. If they draft Troy, then we go keep Tyler Smith at guard. But if they don't, then I think there's still a possibility that he could end up playing left tackle. Because if I could ask Duke one question, because I see where people are divided on this. Because you always say, Law, and you always right every time you say it. Two things can be true at the same time. This one thing is true. Most of us believe that he has more upside at guard. Most of us believe that already. Also, most of us believe that you also got to look at the left side, just not him as a player. Because if you're making the case for the player, he got so much upside at guard, don't move him. But what does it do to the team if he remains at guard? Because then that might weaken your left tackle, depending on who that is and what we do in the draft. So I think the two things that hasn't jived yet was him individually and his upside, and the left side upside. Big, we got your back.
Still don't got Big. And I want to know your thoughts, man, while we try to get Big in the building, on the Morgan kid, OC, as well as the Graham Barton. You know, they giving indicators that they like those boys. And on top of that, I think that by them coming out last month, bro, and saying that they're going to move Tyler Smith to left tackle, I think that that's trying to throw off some of the people that's drafting ahead of them. And they would say to themselves, they ain't thinking about drafting left tackle, y'all. They thinking about sliding Tyler Smith there. What are your thoughts on them just using that as bait and they come back around and still draft a tackle?
Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, man, they have to be looking at offensive line depth in this draft in the first or the second pick. I just think it's so common sense that they have to be doing it. I think that they'll try to throw you off the sniff and then tell you different stuff and act weird. But at the end of the day, if there is an elite offensive lineman there that they like on their board at 24, they're gonna pick that guy. Okay, and if it's Jordan Morgan, to your point, he's a fantastic prospect out of Arizona, man. He has all the raw intangibles: quickness, length, speed, agility, all those things, man, to be a 10, 12-year dude. And so, if he comes in and he gets some good work with Duke and he's ready to rock and he can hold it down, then Tyler's going to end up staying at guard, right? But if they go, to your point earlier, Law, BPA, and it's somebody else, then I think you got to seriously, for the benefit of the team, for the security of the total unit, because the offensive line is a unit. It's not just one player. It's a unit.
Right.
So for the success of the unit, you got to seriously be thinking that, okay, we're probably putting Tyler at left tackle, which is great for him to know at this point, because now he can get his kick slide back wet. Now he can get his hands and working in space back wet. He got months. He got time to work on that and to be sharp coming into camp. Versus going into camp and it's this wild experiment, and all of a sudden you got to throw him back out there because you realize you could get your quarterback killed. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's better that way. Now, in terms of Graham out of Duke, look, he is a guard center guy. He's not a tackle guy. If you throw him out there tackle, he's gonna try to battle. But in the league, I think he has short arms, and I don't think it's going to work. I think he would battle, though. I think he's a heck of a football player, but I think he's a guard center. So you have the option. If you draft Graham, right, you could be looking at putting TJ Bass, letting him compete with the other old guy, for center, and seeing who's the best center. Hoffman, right?
Ooh,
so
you speaking.
You see what I'm saying? So you could be trying to mix it up, which to me, Graham is a great fit inside day one. He's a day one starter type dude at guard in particular. And then now you're looking at TJ Bass, which in my opinion, he beats out Hoffman. If you let him compete with Hoffman for that center position, he's gonna beat him out because he's the better player. He's a better player. So those are my thoughts about that.
Man, I've been stalling all I can. I'm trying to get big in here, boy. Ooh-wee. No, but I think y'all covered it pretty well. I think the draft go decide, and and my gut is Duke was looking out, and shout out to Duke's character
100%.
Because it takes a special type of character and faith in your own abilities to say, Dallas Cowboys, even though y'all referring me business, I believe it would be a mistake.
I didn't get the deal that he said. What did he say? And also, if you can find this in the chat, boss, I just posted it. The 30 visits, and I think that the Cowboys got a 92% signing on the 30 visits that comes. I think it's a 90% chance, a 92% chance. They're going to draft at least one person from the 30 visits. Yeah. So keep in mind, out of those OTs and offensive linemen in the interior, one of these guys, they may be wearing the silver and blue with the star on the side of the helmet.
And I like
if you can put that on the screen.
Those names. I got you, Law.
Oh yeah. And then let me know what Who's your favorite out of that group, the OC? If you don't mind me asking.
What group?
I got it. He put it on the screen.
Visits.
Oh, okay. So you have. I can't see all of it. Boss.
I'm gonna have to post it again.
Do you have a link? Send me a link. You got a link to the 30?
I got a. I'm gonna screen capture it, and you're gonna have to finagle it. Yeah. Hold on, give me one second. Finna do it now.
Boy, if y'all only knew. My boy Big still figuring it out, man. He ain't gonna quit.
Man, ain't nothing but the.
We gotta get big up in here, man. It's been a while since all four been up in here. But nah.
Yeah. What did Duke say while you doing that, bro? What did he say?
Okay, let me show you what Duke said, man. He just spoke his mind, man. He just was keeping it real, which I respect, giving his perspective on and here it is right here, Law. He said the Cowboys shouldn't even consider moving Tyler Smith. You know?
Ooh.
Yeah. So, that's speaking his mind. And I respect people like that to where, you can disagree or agree with it, but at least you know exactly where he's coming from.
The last time he said that, he was right. He said that the Cowboys shouldn't consider moving Terrence Steele to the left side. He's a right tackle. And he said that if I'm gonna find it, maybe we can get it on the next episode, and you can see where he said it. And then he gave the analogy: it's like wiping your ASS with your opposite hand.
True. Yeah.
I sent it to your DM.
Okay. Pulling it up now.
Yeah.
So we can kind of cover these 30s as well.
But a lot of people like Morgan and follow these position coaches because that's where Solari, he went over there to go see and work him out personally. So I think that he would have an ear to the ground because all of these guys on 1-year deals, every last one of them. So they got to make sure they hit right with no development of guys. Can you see the entire list or you might have to finagle it, huh?
Yeah, I can. Let me see if I can finesse.
Yeah. That's from my guy, Defy Talk. He had the whole list. I want to give him credit there. But that's the whole list of the 30 visits, and the list may continue. And I'm looking at, we can count the numbers. We can see based off of this illustration that they are concerned with linebackers and offensive linemen. If we just going by the numbers.
Well said. Yes. Yeah. This list shows the priorities. Go ahead, Law. I ain't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. No. Offensive linemen, linebackers, and running backs. So I'm happy with this particular list. I can't wait for my guy Big Game James to jump in to dive in on this. I know he's been studying and getting his information on with these guys. But out of this list, it can be either Trey Benson, Jonathan Brooks long term. I like the Bucky Irvin kid, Breland Allen. I like him to a degree. I didn't look at all of these. I don't know who Matthew is. Apologies, man. I haven't got a chance to dive deep into my offensive line groups. That's why I'm going to lean on you, OC. Travis, I didn't get a chance to look at his and Noah Brandon Coleman. So, but I did look at some of these front names like the Kingsley, the Troys, the Fuaga kid, Graham Barton, and then, of course, Jackson Powers. He's pretty nice. Any of those guys, we doing backflips, right? To a degree. Byron Murphy, I do like his skill sets as an interior guy, that's got a little size to him, burst, get off, and got good hands or what have you. He's been working with my guy, Brandon Tucker, right here in Dallas. So that would be a good shoe-in if we can fool around and get him. As far as linebackers, my number one guy is Edrin Cooper. I know a lot of people like Peyton Wilson, but I just like the kid, Edrin Cooper. I like Wallace and as well as Junior Carlson, but I'm just going to stay far away from the Michigan kids for right now. I think we've been shanked with a few voodoo knives right over there. So that's all I'm saying. But go ahead, guys.
The dude that I would do backflips on was obviously Barton. Yeah. I would do backflips. Big, I got you, Barton. Bro. It was me.
He's your guy, right? You like his
Don't be mad at me, man. It was my bad, bro.
No, I know it was you.
Turn your phone to the side, man.
Yeah.
I
You like
knew it
that,
was
Graham
you.
Barton?
Man, my bad, man. Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah,
I
I
do
knew
all
it
kind
was
of
you.
backflips. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
there's a
on the
lot of
30.
backflips.
Man, my bad,
I
man.
damn near want to put. I want to put my Bluetooth back in because you had me tripping.
Big game, James, baby.
Man, my bad, big. I'm over here
Big game.
blaming you the whole
I knew
time.
it was you.
It was me this
Yeah,
time,
I knew it.
bro.
Say it again.
Somebody said in the chat, "Hey, boss, it might be you. You might have a muted." I was like, "Oh, let me check," and I did.
My dude was, my dude was in my. He was like, "I think you got big me." I was like, "I bet he do," because I'm like, this is not making any sense. Why is this happening? But
So
boss did that to me on purpose.
Man, yeah, I was hating. Hey, but
Hey,
He was hating.
who on that 30 list is your pet cat, Big Game? On that 30s list. I know you saw it. Who's on there,
Well,
man?
I know I saw it right quick. I did a quick video. I like Edrin Cooper. I like Coop, especially at that late pick. As far as like 25th, I like him. Everybody's talking about Graham Barton. I heard y'all talking about him. I think if he's there, he's gonna be the pick.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
Yeah,
he's gonna
agree.
be the pick. But obviously, a lot of people like the Trey Benson from Florida State. I like him too.
Oh yeah.
But I also think that, Cowboys put their hand out there, and Jonathan Brooks, everybody's been talking about him.
Yeah.
He got the knee injury. Cowboys done worked on him. Hold up. The Cowboys done worked on him. Now, the Cowboys done worked on him, and they already done visited, and he probably going to drop because of the knee injury. Let's not think he's not going to be picked by the Cowboys. So, I told y'all I like Marshawn Lloyd. There's some other backs I like too. I'm not saying Brooks isn't nice, but injured running back, I kind of just don't want to touch that right now. But those are probably.
Let me play this and let's talk about that real quick. See if this might change your mind.
Fear factor. I mean, obviously you're looking for a back that can come in and play now. Just coming off ACL, that kind of is a fear factor. Like that's something that you can't.
Backs come. Especially what was done. He'll be our understanding. We're not there yet. We haven't done the full body of work. Right. We all got to realize here we hadn't even started our intense draft meetings. Right. Obviously, our scouts and Will and them have done a ton of work, and they're getting prepared to, have Mike and his staff and Jerry and I and our personnel group all get in a room and really grind these guys out. But our understanding is that he has a great chance to be ready to not miss anything, start training camp and go to work. But we'll see. I don't want to preempt anything. I hadn't seen the medical reports, but just from a periphery basis from afar, going to the combine and things like that, I think he's could be a player who has the potential to really start first day of training camp.
Big.
I mean,
go ahead.
Come on, hook 'em.
No, go ahead. No, I'm just saying. I want to hear what you're gonna say, and I'll bounce right off of you, boss.
All right, there is a little bit of a history of ACLs having a better track record, right? And Stephen Jones, he is very accurate when he predicts what's gonna happen with these injuries. He predicted to the week when Clark was gonna be back, and that was on draft day. So I know he giving us wee-woo when he act like he don't have a real anticipation when it was his surgeons that did it. They also did it around November, which we had guys return from ACLs late December, and we had Pollard with a total break in January, So I do feel better about medicine, which would make me feel
Were they
okay
themselves,
with
though?
it.
Were they themselves? Was Gallup himself?
No. Pollard wasn't himself.
Tony Pollard himself?
No,
and
right.
didn't they give a rating? I'm not bashing, but was that true
fair.
about the rating, about the training? It was like ranked 29th, and we see these injuries. Yes, we know. I'm not saying Britt. What's his name? Britt
Brown.
I know. Yeah, Britt Brown. He's a beast. He goes hard, but maybe sometimes it's too hard, and then you re-injure yourself. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because these guys have these injuries, and they don't come right back. Well, I feel what you're saying, that they come back, but they're not back, and we're using a running back here.
Yes.
So if you're putting him, and if you draft him in those first 3 rounds, you want him to get the ball. and you want him to really run. So is he going to be ready in training camp? I mean, are we still, that's a lot to put on a rookie too. If he's missing time with knee injury, he's going to be missing classroom. He got to get adapted to the league. Y'all know that. And running back is a little bit different. Now, running backs can't hit the ground running, but also, like I said, Cowboys staff has been ranked lower than a lot of these other staff. So that's the only reason why I just have a little more hesitation for that. I feel like if we're going to get a back that's ready to go right now. A guy that's ready to, you don't have to worry about the injury. You can give him the carries. You can look at, hey, we want to get this guy 20 to 25 carries. He's going to be our guy for the first few years where we're just going to put everything on him because, the Cowboys like to do that. Let's get a guy that's ready and not a guy that could be ready. And our medical staff feels good about him because you never know with knee injuries. Ask Jalen Smith.
I just wish our medical staff was like dirty a little bit and be like, hey, he ain't looking good, y'all. And have some type of stuff leaked out like that. And then Brooks dropped to the 5th or the 6th and then we scoop it. I just wish we do some dirty stuff sometimes. But Big Game James, out of that list, I know you don't drink the Kool-Aid. But which one of those guys would at least have you shaking the packet? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
which one of them guys under 30? Yeah. And then we go back to the OC. Which one of these guys, you know how you shake the packet before you pour it and mix it? Which one of these guys would be that? Shake the packet of the Kool-Aid.
Once again, I would say I like the linebacker Cooper. He's the one that would shake the packet, but he's not going to shake the packet. But if there was somebody that would, I would like him because if they're going to move a Micah Parsons at a linebacker, I think when they do the Batman Robin, I'm not saying he's a Robin, but I feel like if you get him, then you can really put Micah at linebacker the way you want. And you got a Kendricks there. Now you can put Sam Williams strictly at that D end. He can eat for you. You don't have to do the back and forth. Is he, isn't he? You put him as your starter. You got D-Law on the opposite side. Now you got Micah, Kendricks, and a Cooper. Now you feel good about 3 linebackers back there because you can mix and match all 3 of these guys in those positions. And now where a weakness was at your linebacker position, now it may become a strength because if you're using the Kendricks who already, with the view, I apologize. But now with your Kendricks, who's your veteran, and he likes to be your green dot guy. He wants to be that guy. Micah can still be free playing the linebacker position. And now you got another guy who is very explosive with his first step and tracking people like Cooper is. So you got 2 of those guys, and Kendrick can be your solid tackling guy. So now the weakness can be the strength next year if you do that. That's my Kool-Aid pack.
OC, I got a question for you, bro.
Talk to me.
All right. These 3 guys are sitting there. And shout out to Dome, man. Doing a great job as usual, but he really went even crazier this year.
Ooh, yeah.
You could really tell that he hit a new gear in his research. He was early. He made the sacrifice with big. Shout out to Dome. I just want to first say that. For being on the streets and working very hard to bring knowledge to Cowboy Nation. But I definitely agree with what he said here. He said, based on the posts of Cowboy fans in my circle, the 3 most popular prospects that people want with 24 overall pick are these 3, right? And I would totally agree in my circle as well. His circle and my circle might be overlapping because I'm seeing it the exact same way. So these 3 are sitting there, OC.
Yeah.
Are you picking one or are you moving down?
If those 3 guys are sitting there, that's an easy pick, man. Pick 55.
You moving down?
No, pick 55.
Okay.
Washington.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, that's who you picking because he's a guy that has, to me, would really be a really good guard or tackle. He's a good hybrid guy. He gives you position flex. He's a guy that's powerful and strong enough to move inside and do a great job starting day 1. All right, day 1. But he's also a guy that if you need him to bump out to left or right tackle, he's athletic enough, he's fluid enough, he's shown the quickness and the tenacity at Washington, also playing in a bunch of big games, which I really like, playing in a bunch of big games and playing well. to be able to take care of business for you. Is he your prototypical body type left tackle? No, he's not. But is he functional and have the ability to get things done from a variety of places on the offensive line? Yeah. So if it's out of those three, that's who I'm picking because of his ability to play tackle well. Now, go back to the list. I want to share something interesting with you guys and just throw this out here to stir up the pot just a little bit. All right, go back to that list that Law Nation sent. If none of these guys are there, all right, now let's deal with that 30 scenario. Visits. Yeah, the top 30 visits. Yeah, go to the 30 visits. Yeah, if none of those guys are there, here's once you get the list up, I'll say it. But an interesting pick would also be Kingsley out of BYU. Very athletic. Has played both sides of the offensive line. He's my sleeper pick for 24 if none of those three are there. Okay, that's my sleeper pick. All right, because and I'm gonna blow y'all mind if y'all know this. Y'all want to do research like the OC. Do you know who his cousin is?
No, I don't know.
Oh hell no!
Let me tell you who his cousin is. Panay Sewell. That's his cousin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Sewell. Okay.
Yeah, Sewell is Kingsley's cousin. He originally went to Oregon. He transferred to BYU. And he's played right and left tackle. I think he needs to increase his strength level, but how he slides and how he hands fight is prototypical, just about ready. He got to clean up some things, but man, he's a talented, intriguing prospect. And he potentially, with a couple months of working with Duke and cleaning up some stuff, could come in and hold down that left tackle, man.
Man, I'm a sucker, man. I'm a sucker, though.
That's
you know why I'm a sucker? You know why I'm a sucker, though, bro?
Talk to me.
Man, I'm going to turn it to Jerry Jones, man, instead of Stephen Jones. Put that screen back up, man, with those three.
Okay. Where you going? You got me curious.
I'm a sucker, man. I'm a sucker, bro.
Okay.
And he got my name. I love it when I see my name on the back of that jersey, man. Oh my goodness, that number 11 right there in the middle of the field. Ooh,
you picking him.
Oh man, I'm a sucker, boy. Oh my goodness, man. You talking about Brian Thomas, man. You get him on this team. I would say awesome. I drafted you for a reason. TJ Bass, man, we found you for a reason, man. Hey, Brock Hoffman. Hey, man, we found some more you guys for a reason. My guy, OC, I know that the offensive line is one of the most important things that we need. And I get it. We got a plethora of wide receivers. But all I've been saying with our wide receivers, we got one true number one wide receiver. Everybody else are threes. Brandon Cooks is a third option to me. Jalen Tobin, I don't care. He's a third option to me. Who else that's on this team? Turpin, a third option. You name them all. We got one true one and all threes and possible fours. We don't have a true two wide receiver. I'm thinking that, hey, you get Brian Thomas, you can figure out the offensive line. I get it. Y'all gonna shank me with the butter knife. But I'm asking you, OC. Ooh. I'm gonna put it on you, man.
Ooh.
Because you had a great analogy last season when we was right there at this point. Who can we get at the 58th pick on the offensive line for your mind? I know they raise the blade thin because when they go, they go. But who can drop to the 58th spot that we want, that y'all won't get mad at me on day one by me picking Brian Thomas?
Man, you going too deep, man. God,
man, yeah, you going deep, but it's okay.
That boy went to the white meat.
Yeah, white. No Diddy.
The OC will go with you. Put back up that 30 visit list, Boss Cowboy.
Who can fall to the 58? Come on with it. Help me out.
So the potential, the greatest potential is the guy I just mentioned from BYU that maybe could fall, but I think he's climbing. I don't think he's gonna fall. Okay, I don't think Graham Barton is gonna fall. Jackson Powers, he may fall.
I see a lot of them running backs.
One of the running backs may fall. I would say
I'm not picking a running back until to the third. I'm not picking a running back to the third.
Yeah,
keep going.
Tyler Fuka, he may fall. But none of those guys I really like. I mean, the only guy that I would like and I would be okay with if he fell at 58 and you went number one with your guy would probably be Kingsley. It would probably be Kingsley because Graham Barton's he's not gonna fall that far.
No,
I would say Kingsley. That's my pick. I think Kingsley. That's who I will feel good about for the second pick that could come in and really contribute to this offensive line if they're not gonna bump out Tyler Smith to play left tackle.
Okay. We sitting in that scenario that I just showed. What you doing? You making the pick or you moving down?
I'm gonna go with what Law said. I like Brian Thomas right there.
You going Brian
Thomas? Yes, baby. Come on. Big game trying to win. Come on.
I've been on that pick basically for a while now, so it's not really a surprise about it. But what OC said is true about 55. That's the safe route for them to go. Barton as well. So that's why I think they may go the safe route. But if he's there, they should probably be bold because you still have a Sim Richards right there, and you keep on hearing this Brock Hoffman and TJ Bass. And you did draft a Sim Richards in the 5th round last year, and he did play left tackle in training camp and looked we were excited about him. We didn't get to see him. Maybe he is bigger and stronger, and maybe you can look at him at left tackle. Maybe they have confidence because nobody's talking about him. Everybody's talking about TJ Bass and Brock Hoffman. Nobody's talking about a Sim Richards, and I thought he looked good last year. He just needed to get strength. He showed good technique. He showed a lot of good things in his short time in training camp and even in the preseason. So I think if he got stronger, maybe they feel good about him. And I definitely feel like you have a CD Lamb, but you don't have an explosive number 2 or even a 1A receiver on your team. And he's big, he's explosive, and he can take the top off the defense. He's different when he gets up on you as far as that speed. No Diddy gets up on you. So I think
good one. Get up on you. Hey, and then when he's side by side, he just excel and get off of you, man. Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that offense be explosive? Wouldn't that be a whole different type of offense if you had that? You would be totally. You would change your offense would change now. And then it's not like you can get aggressive in that second round and maybe move up.
Trade in. Yeah, trade up. Yeah.
You can trade up in that second round because Dallas has known to trade up in that second round. They've done it before. So maybe you trade up and get your guy in the second round. So it's possible for that to happen. But I definitely feel like you should go after that Brian Thomas because you really need to keep your offense electric, and they need that piece right now.
That'd be special. I said y'all might have talked me out of what I tweeted because now that I really listen to y'all got me excited about that. But my initial thought, what'd you say?
Hey man, you Mike McCarthy. If you Mike McCarthy, OC, you trying to get this thing going and exciting. You trying to get your job back, man, for another 3 or 4 years.
I said in this scenario, I was like, get the extra pick, and the only reason because I love all of them. You know what I mean? You know, it's like I'm gonna be happy.
I'm not mad at getting the extra pick.
Yeah,
true.
Especially in this draft, but I start thinking when you and Law was talking, Thomas is special. And that's the whole point of the first round is to get what's special. I think I would have changed my mind on draft night if we would have debated this. You know what I mean? In terms of move down, I would have probably make the pick.
I've been wanting that LSU guy for the longest time, and we couldn't get him. What's his name? Fast guy. He gets hurt a lot, but he's fast. From LSU. DJ Chark.
Yeah,
DJ Chark. I've been wanting DJ Chark for the longest time. Every year he's a free agent. I'm like, get him on a 1-year deal. Get him on a 1-year deal. And if you look at Brian Thomas, they have the same type of measurables, but I think Brian Thomas is better. So that's we haven't had still, even with Brandon Cooks, we haven't had that dynamic element. And I feel like if you can get that Brian Thomas, it makes CD Lamb so much better. I feel like that makes CD Lamb so much better if you get that Thomas, because you need that element where it can just be like, hey, you got to watch this Thomas kid, and that makes CD Lamb really just destroy you now. Now he gets even better. He destroys you all kind of ways now. Exactly. And now also let's not forget you got Jake Ferguson's too. So Jake Ferguson's going to take that extra leap, right? So if Jake Ferguson, he's going to take that extra leap, and you got that explosive receiver, CeeDee Lamb too, and now you still got Cooks. Yeah, I think you need to go ahead and get that receiver, because you can make that offensive line work if you're excited about your guys from last year.
Good point, man. Yeah, we got to talk about where we came from, what we put on the thumbnail.
This would be an easy conversation.
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
No, sir. You already know where I'm going.
Like
no, sir.
This is easy, boss. I mean, you didn't even have to put that on the thumbnail. We could have done something else. This is easy.
I need to hear OC first.
I want to hear this.
It's an evil world we live in.
I want to hear.
I need to hear OC first.
Hey, listen to how I'm saying it too. This is easy.
Okay.
That's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded. Well, speak your mind then, big dog.
Yeah,
easy, man. You tell Ezekiel Elliott, thank you for your youth and all the good years you gave us. Now go back from where you came from and go back.
Yeah, I love it.
Wow. And try to sign.
Thank you, OC.
Listen, man. Ezekiel Elliott.
I appreciate this. I appreciate you, dog.
Look. Ezekiel Elliott rushed for 642 yards. Listen. And a 3.5 yard average. Okay? 3 touchdowns.
No game over 80 yards.
His best years are behind him. I love you, Zeke. I personally like you. I personally think you're fantastic.
I'm next.
You're a great guy. But in terms of a 53-man productive roster spot, for us to win, we have to do better than that. And you know what, Law? To your point, you only sign him if he signs for a cup of coffee. And he has to literally sign for a cup of coffee. Because other than that, we thank you for your services, my brother, but we must move on. That's it. Let's move on.
He taking my words from me, y'all. Come on with it.
I'm next.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, OC, you surprised me with that one. Thank the Lord for you.
Me too.
Thank the Lord for you. But, just what he said, it was like 184 carries, 648 yards, like 3.5. You had 3 touchdowns. And here's the thing. If you was the battering ram and if you were the guy inside the 10-yard line, like everybody say, you should have had more than 3 touchdowns. And yes, I know he wasn't starting, but he had 5 games where he started at the end, and they said Dallas's run-pass ratio as far as the line blocking was damn near the same like New England. Everybody said, oh, they didn't have a quarterback and they had to sell out to the run. No. So in the last 5 games he started, he had 22 carries, 68 yards, and beyond that, I don't think he hit 50 beyond the next 4 starts. So I'm sorry. I'm not getting excited about Ezekiel Elliott come back. It's no hate. You was great. You was a animal here. I mean, nobody's ever going to forget that. But it's much like Jason Witten. Jason Witten left. He retired. He went in the booth. He came back. Everybody was trumping. Oh, Jason Witten back. That dude had 500 and some yards, 68 some catches, 500 yards. Didn't have no impact in Dallas whatsoever. And that's what's going to happen with Zeke. And guess what? If you draft that running back and he hits the ground running and he's ready and they bring back Zeke, they're going to feel compelled to play Zeke, in my opinion, and say, oh, well, he's back, so he's got to get those carries. Now he's going to be the progress stopper. That's what he's going to be, a progress stopper. He's not going to be anything else. Why are you bringing him back? You cut the ties with him. It's over. Let it be gone. Nobody else is reaching out to Ezekiel Elliott. No other teams are beating down the doors. So why is Dallas? And do you really think if you bring Ezekiel Elliott back, he's the guy that's taking you over the hump? No.
Absolutely not.
Well, we are in the entertainment business. They brought Herschel Walker back. Who's old enough to remember that, right? They brought him back. And like you said, they brought Jason Witten back for a toupee and a cup of coffee, too. So, my bad, Jason Witten. I had to say that. But with Zeke, I think that they still going to bring him back. Unfortunately, Big Game James and the OC. And it may be very much so right after the draft. If they don't get the guy that they want out of this draft, they bring him back. They already got $6 million on the book, and it would definitely be for a cup of coffee, the OC, or a shot of espresso. And the thing is, you always need camp legs. I remember that they brought Alfred Morris back. They were trying to bring Darren McFadden back when he left, and they were trying to bring him back, but he slipped on the pool side and broke something and cracked his phone, so he couldn't get the call through. So the Cowboys are known for retreads, Big Game James. They are known for circling the block and scooping the Swedes back up for another one-night stand. That's just what they do. They are not going to stop that, and I think that Zeke will move the needle enough, believe it or not, for them to consider that. But it all depends on who they get in this draft. If they don't get the guy that they want, then they can circumvent the story to get him. If you think I'm lying, did they circumvent that story to get Deuce Vaughn here?
Can I ask you something, Law?
Did they circumvent that story to get Deuce Vaughn here? Remember?
I just want to ask you something, though. So you would feel good. Let's say they don't get the running back they want, and let's say you had Ezekiel Elliott and Rico Dowdell as your starting running backs for the start of the 2020-24 season. You feel good about that?
I don't feel good about that, but I know for sure in that Miami's game, Zeke don't fumble there.
Yawn.
I know for sure. When we down inside,
I remember it was 2020.
We gonna score.
In 2020, in the year 2020, how many fumbles did he have?
Yeah, that's 2020, man. It's 2024 now.
It don't matter. Y'all go back in old tape and all that.
He had some fumbles. Yeah,
how many? Some. Don't say some. How many?
I think six. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you feel with it.
So don't act like he don't fumble.
I mean, but he don't fumble down inside like that though.
I got a quick question.
Inside the red zone, you bring him back for a red zone. Now you know I want 40 ounce. I'm just saying that they want that feed me thing one more time. They would have brought if they would have brought Dez Bryant back if he didn't call out everybody. They would have brought Cole Beasley back if he didn't talk about everybody. But Zeke been kept quiet. They gonna bring him back, bro.
Let me ask you something, Law. Have you ever had an upset stomach?
Yup.
So you know what happens when you have an upset stomach, right? What normally happens?
Upset stomach, diarrhea.
You get a little bit of gas first, right?
You get a gas, yeah.
You get gas, right?
It's right.
And then eventually, Law, then eventually you go in that bathroom, Law. And then you know what happens after that gas comes, right? That's exactly what's going to happen if they bring Ezekiel Elliott back. When you go in the bathroom after you had gas. That's what's going to happen, Law. That's all that's going to happen. That's it, man.
It's going to bring the gas back. But I'm just saying.
No, after the gas. After the gas. That's what's going to happen.
You're going to short it. I'm speaking on behalf of what the Jones tend to do. Now, if it was me, Law Nation, we would have picked a running back before we drafted Luke Schoonmaker. We would have went and drafted that running back then. But like I said, they circumvented it so that they can get Deuce Vaughn. That's a hell of a story. A son on the team where the father was able to scout the son. You know, that sells stories and stuff like that. So that's just how it goes. So they're going to circumvent it. That's why Stacey Elliott, that's why he posted that video or that picture, because he know for sure the Jones family been talking to his son and he can't wait. He can't wait.
I don't think none of y'all really answered it, man. Because, see, I think this is my concern.
I don't want him back. That's my answer.
Check this out. This is my concern.
I love that drop. I love it.
He was waiting for that drop. Boss was waiting for that drop. He waited all week for that.
Hey.
Fermentation Ricola is blended from organically grown Swiss alpine herbs and other natural ingredients. Ricola, natural herb cough drops from Switzerland.
Oh, it's a cough drop.
I'm concerned, bro.
Now available and sugar-free, naturally.
This ain't even about being pro Z. It's insurance. So
insurance on what?
Insurance
break
for
it down.
injury. Insurance for injury, which we pretty much like. We should look at Rico like we looked at Tyron Smith, you know. So then, what does that leave you with? Deuce, specialty, hunter, super green, also specialty short yardage guy. You really got one guy that's almost a 3-down back, and that's Rico, right? The guy that he improved his block and definitely was explosive, but the injury proneness mean that you probably need to consider insurance. Now, am I saying do Zeke now? I would say probably no. I would say let's wait till we see what happened after the draft.
After the draft, yeah.
After the draft, but to have the talks now, I'm for it, because if you don't get the guy you want or you get wiped out at running back, you got to put a body back there that's at least durable, because that's what you're settling for. I know it ain't perfect.
Right, settling.
It's what you're doing because you might need
settling.
Because I always say this, and I'm gonna be consistent to what I always say. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. If you lose Rico, you might need somebody that can at least give you some dirty yards, some dirty yards, and then hope for the upside. Now, what I did not investigate is I didn't investigate Bettis. I need to go look at Bettis' career, because I think before he made that rebound up, I think he also took a dip down, just like Zeke, so I'm not totally ready to throw it away, but it's just about the timing of when it would happen for me. Shout out to my boy Rome, man. He in the house. Cowboys fan talk, man. Good to see you, man. JC Cowboy too. But hey, that's my take. That's my take.
They are putting in the chat Pepmo Bismol, some KO Tate, all of that stuff. OC. So no, please. I'm not IBS law, baby. Irritable bowel syndromes.
Hey, boss, man. All I'm gonna say is this, and I've said this kind of a little bit before. There's a better way to solve your depth problem, and the best way is just to draft a running back.
That's why I said if you get
early.
out.
I mean, that's the best way. I mean, no, what you're saying
I
makes
don't
sense.
like a running back, OC. I'm just being honest.
Third or fourth round, you should be looking at running back.
I'm saying, boss, take a quality running back in the top part of the draft between rounds 1 and 3. You only have 5 picks right now. I believe you have 5 picks.
Who would you have took last season, OC?
I'm sorry?
Who should the Cowboys, and I know this going back in the past, who should they took last season? A-Chain?
Yeah, they definitely should have took A-Chain for sure.
Yeah, I mean, man, look, the Cowboys, it was so much depth in running back.
That's a no-brainer.
The Cowboys could have picked 5 or 6 different dudes and been good.
For real.
No, that was the dude they should have took.
That's so
that was the guy. No, OC, that was the guy they should have took, because he was the guy. You seen how he played with Miami? He would have changed that offense with that speed, dog. Like, he would have changed the offense. Now, if they would have smart, like if they would have wanted to be, like, didn't want to be goofy, they could have kept the big man, Zeke, that year, kept Pollard, and then drafted A-Chain, and you would have been smooth. But they was goofy. So now they goofy. Now they always trying to backtrack after they was goofy and trying to make up for it. Well, it's too late now. You ain't going to make up for it now. And if you bring Zeke back, it's not going to have any kind of thing that they think it is.
Yeah, and to your point, Big Game, you're absolutely right. But what I'm saying, the talent in last year's draft was there for them to take a pick with several different picks, and they would have been okay. Now, this draft in particular, if you want a good mid-round guy, just as we're talking about for conversation's sake, a guy that's efficient, a guy that catches the ball, a guy that's solid, Ray Davis. Out of
Ray
Kentucky.
Davis, Kentucky. Yeah, I like him. Yeah.
Look, Ray's not a bad pick. If Trey Benson happens to be there, I don't think he'll be there. He'll be a great pick. Bucky Irvin is an efficient back. He's a good zone runner out of Oregon. They could pick several good guys.
There's a lot of running back. Yeah, they have brought Rasheen Ali in there from Marshall, and I think he definitely. I saw him in the Senior Bowl. He was a guy that I was talking about quite a bit, and I feel like if it's a later, that's those they could target because I feel like Rashawn Ali is the guy that could be a late round pick. You know, they got the 6th and 7th.
I haven't looked at his tape yet. What did he do, Big? What's his comp on him? I haven't looked at his tape. He's the only one I haven't seen yet.
To me, there's not really. I know a comp for him, but I will say he has good feet inside the hole. He's quick within the hole. I think he can catch the ball out the backfield. He's not really a power guy. He's not a guy. I think he can be a third down guy. That's why I feel like if you could get him in the 6th and 7th round if you can't get your top end guys. That's why I believe they brought the Rashawn Ali in because he could be the guy that you can get in that late round. And maybe he could do some little special teams, maybe some, you know what I mean? Maybe he's not a guy, but he's a guy that, you know, maybe you could sneak him in some plays and let's see what he can do on special teams. But in my opinion, y'all, I think they really need to get that guy we've been talking about maybe in these first 3. We don't have the 4th round pick. And if they ain't getting aggressive, I think they need to get him because let's say you get Brian Thomas right in that 1st round, right?
Right.
And you can really get aggressive in that 2nd round, in my opinion. I think that's when you need to get aggressive in that 2nd round. Like, let's say if Brian Thomas is there, I feel like we need to get aggressive in that 2nd round and go after maybe that linebacker or get those first 3 rounds you got to hit, right? You got to hit because you lost a lot of guys in free agency, so you got to hit in these first 3 rounds. Those first 3 picks got to hit the ground running. And I think you've been doing videos, boss, on the draft class of last year. That draft class is got to be huge for this year. So you're counting on that.
Mood.
You feel me? So you're thinking like last year, right? That's your this year's draft. You feel me? That's your this year's draft too. So they're probably maybe including those guys from last year, like Vehelko, right? The defensive end or a defensive lineman. They're probably that's a draft pick for them this year because he didn't play last year, right?
Right.
So they got some guys they're probably bringing over this year that they're thinking these are our draft picks this year too. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Just use the picks from last season as your draft picks for this season. Because we kind of overdraft. We kind of overdraft. Even though we got a guy named Overshown, but we kind of overdraft. I think somewhere between Schoonmaker, Overshown, Fehoko, in that mix, we should have went and got that running back. We should have went and got that running back.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, somewhere in between there. I understand the Mozzie pick. I understand it from a degree, but Mozzie was a Mozzie. I understand from a degree of development. Goddamn.
I don't understand. It was him. I can understand them going for. I can understand them going for a defensive tackle, but I don't understand they went for him because I don't care. He scared all of us. We all talked ourselves into that pick. And we can't lie. We all talked ourselves. I know you didn't, OC. You didn't. I know you didn't.
Yeah, you stood.
But I'm saying I talked myself into the pick because we needed a D tackle.
Yeah.
Right.
There was nothing on that tape that showed me he was going to come in and be dominant at Michigan.
That's facts.
I literally had him pegged as the 2nd round for us. I had him falling in the 2nd round. I did third. God,
he was a third
round target.
He was a third rounder.
I had him with a third 15 upside.
He was third rounder.
That's a. Oh, y'all must have had Schoonmaker like in the 5th or something like that.
Yeah, I had Schoonmaker.
I wasn't even thinking about Schoonmaker.
Yeah, I don't think
we didn't know who he was.
He wasn't even on the radar. Schoonmaker wasn't even on the radar.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
I had him in the 5th. I had
Me
Mozzie at best the end of the second. At best, I thought I had a mid-third round pick.
Mozzie
At
was
best,
third.
Mozzie was end of second. At best.
How did Matthew do? How did Bergeron do? The OC, the Boston big game. How did he do?
Second round.
Bergeron.
No,
How did he do? How did he do last year?
How
did he play last year?
Bergeron didn't have a bad year.
He didn't have a bad year.
Yeah, and then we passed on Tank Dell.
Then we passed on Osiris. We passed on big Osiris.
Yeah.
What was the linebacker that from Arkansas? We passed on him, Drew.
How did he do?
Drew. Oh, and he was Drew turned up. That's why they got rid of your boy. That's why they got rid of your boy because of Drew.
We already had our linebacker.
So this year it's crazy because our third round I got it circled, dog. Either we go with that running back or we go with that linebacker in the third. Because here's how it goes. If we going with need versus BPA, then you got to go with O-line. And then for some reason, man, we are razor blade thin at D tackle. Mozzie is your veteran D tackle on this team right now. You know, Carl Davis, I get it. Mozzie is your veteran interior one tech right now. Yeah. That's how crazy
they probably
going to
go. But Law, this is what they were always talking about with us. This is where I feel like they'll go after their defensive tackle with these cuts, the June 1st cuts that they say.
Agree.
I think this is where they go after the tackle.
Facts.
Defensive tackle right here.
After the draft, the cuts.
That's what they secure it. Yeah, that's what I think that they're D tackle.
Because they trying to get that price down. They trying to build this team on a value.
Because they know he's going to be a high price. Go ahead.
No. You preach.
I was just saying, they know he's not going to be a high price. He just got cut. They know those guys kind of are desperate for contracts, and they know they can squeeze them for that 2-year deal.
Facts. Yeah. And I ain't mad at it if they get the talent. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But it makes us nervous. You know what I mean? Because it's like we wanted you to do it in free agency.
You're gambling.
You gambling. Yeah. You are gambling, and you waiting on balls to be unloaded. So your research team, because maybe their research team was just on point. Because you could also look, like I did this. I already started doing a project where I was looking at teams with deep rooms. Like the Browns is one. Like if you look at the Cleveland Browns, they are 4 deep at defensive tackle, and we would take any one of them right now. All of us.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So teams like that, sometimes you looking at them, you like, if they draft a DT, they unload one of these dudes. And we go be able to. So I haven't looked at the whole market. I just looked at the bottom teams that looked like they had cap issues, where they would probably be looking to unload guys, you know. But yeah, it's still a gamble. It's still a gamble.
We are DB heavy and we are wide receiver heavy. If the Cowboys know how to wheel and deal, if they knew how to do that, then Jalen Tolbert would be a draft day trade to get more picks or something like that. Or one of our DBs like a Nashawn Wright, Izzy McCrumell, they will be one of those guys to be on the trading block during the draft day so that you can get more pieces around. Facts. But we don't do that way. We literally, the meme of that dude that said, "Hey, I ain't fresh." We literally that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll make sure we got the polo shirt that's the old school classic way, and we don't wear the skinny leg jeans, right? No man should do it anyway, but we will wear the baggy jeans with the nice clean kicks. That's who we are. You mean to tell me we ain't fresh, bro? You know?
And man, look, I just don't totally agree with the Overstock.com business strategy on building your team. You know, you're looking for the overstock prices that are going to be on discount. And if you hit, you better hit. And you can do it, but God dog it, you better be right. You better be right. And it's a huge gamble because if you're not right, all these second-year red shirts that you got, they got a ball. And if they don't ball and you're wrong by your picks in free agency, you're screwed. You are screwed. You're going to get ran through like Swiss cheese. And that's the fear. When you can get a known thing and just spend a little bit more money.
That's
just
the thing.
When
you can get a known thing. God, dog.
Let me just answer someone. Let me just answer someone. Let me just answer someone. They said, why would you trade Jalen Tolbert? Because Jalen Brooks gave me equal value. You see, that's the only reason why I say you already, at this point, we haven't seen Jalen Tolbert peak or do anything spectacular. One can argue that even Jalen Brooks can give you what Jalen Tolbert did, the Jalen's, So I'm just saying, I'm not saying that he's chopped liver. I'm not saying that all of a sudden this offseason Jalen Tolbert is going to give us something, but I would rather give those snaps to a Kevontae Turpin on an end around or a 9 route mixed in with somebody else. That's all I'm saying.
I just heard it as an example. I thought you were just making the overall case, just that we could do that as an example, like, not necessarily single him out, because because what I was hearing you was saying is that we overstocked there.
We
like
overstock,
yeah. When you overstock, you should be looking at different ways to maybe trade like other teams, right?
Yeah.
Basically, we are not active in that trade market because I think we do hold on to our red shirts too tight, where we basically trying to wait on these guys to develop and take somebody else's job, versus looking at them as a way to kind of swap. So I just maybe heard it different than that guy.
But I think like you said, two things can be true. Like I said, we have deep rooms in wide receiver, but with nobody as being a true one. Well, we got only one true one and no true twos, right? And we got deep rooms at DBs. Not saying that you get rid of your biggest room, but I mean, at this point, we haven't seen Izzy. We haven't seen Deshaun Wright get busy. But there may not be no trade value, but you never know if you don't will and deal. There are some teams that probably raise the blade thin at DB. There are some teams that probably raise the blade thin at wide receiver. We just raise the blade thin. We raise the blade thin at linebacker, interior, and as well as to a degree on certain parts of our offensive line, if you want to argue that. But that's just the reality there.
And let me go to this real quick, Big. My boy Big said workout video. So I just want to talk about it. It's funny to me, bro. So Brandon with Blogging in the Bars, he's showing the workout videos of Parsons and Sam, right? Big say, and I got to hear from you on this bit. Big say workout videos don't impress me anymore. Why show the videos? Just do the work. Social media has a grip on society, so now players probably feel they have to show them for validation. Talk about it.
Break it down, man. He's a mean one, Mr. Grant.
He said, they call me the Grant.
The Grant, who stole postseason, man.
I love it.
I'm not impressed anymore.
They call me the Grinch over here, so I love
one. Look at Big Game James. From this day forward,
they just trying to do a workout, Big. Big, not impressed.
Because y'all know, y'all feel me. I'm tired of. I don't want to see another damn workout video where y'all doing 30,000 runs and lifts and jumps and who cares? As them lifts got us anywhere. As these workout videos got Dallas anywhere, stop showing them. Okay, so, but listen, no, but the one guy jumped in there and he told me, he said, well, Big, maybe they might be for the trainer because he's trying to get his name out there. You know what I'm saying? So since he's trying to get his name out there, that's why they do it. So
that's fair.
I said that's very fair. I said so. I'll come back on that. But if it's not that, turn that off. I don't want to see no damn Sam Williams doing nothing. Just shut up and. Not you, Sam. I'm not saying you shut up, but I'm saying just Sam, just chill and just go work, dog. You don't need to show us your videos no more because nobody cares. Nobody cares about your videos. We want to see it on the field now. And we already see the talent. It ain't like the talent ain't there, and we've seen it in short spots. But I'm tired of seeing that right there. What Michael Parsons them doing, I don't want to see no more of that. I don't want to see no more of that. Turn the video off. Turn that off.
Doing Bulgarian split squats. So what? I do the same thing. Videotape myself doing some Bulgarian split squats and put it on the show. That's all you're doing.
Yeah,
you ain't doing nothing. You just looking
and then as soon as they turn the video off, they're putting their clothes on. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, man. I mean, come on, man.
Because on the cool, you know me, I'm Mr. Detective. Y'all know I'm a detective. If anybody know me, I'm a detective. What's wrong with this picture, people? What's wrong with the picture? Just look at it. It's right in your face.
He got a sweatshirt on.
You close.
He just look like he chilling.
Okay. All right.
And he ain't got on tennis shoes.
Oh, okay. That's obviously the workout. They do that on purpose. Obviously, I would say this on the left picture. Look, Sam is soaked with sweat. On
Micah
the video,
dry as hell.
On the video, Sam is dry as hell. Clear photo op. Let's get this picture in before we get started on the
Hey man, it could be before and after. The before could be the later.
It looked like he's starting to sweat in that first picture, boss, and like they did that at the end. So I'm gonna give him a little credit. It looked like he's starting to sweat.
I'm just saying, man. I'm trying to let my villain out too, bro.
Man, they buried me, dog. They buried me. I posted the clip of what's the kid Deuce Vaughn. That thing got 1 million views on Twitter, man. I was like, yeah, man, come on, Elon. Elon, run me that check, Elon.
Ooh,
but man,
got 1 million?
Man got over 1 million views on it. But they were talking about, look at the toddler, look at somebody, kid. They was killing me, man. They was killing me.
He little.
What more do you want from me? Then y'all killed the spirit. I said, man, I ain't post no more videos, man, of these guys working out. They was like, hey, when he gonna do it in the game? He only had 23 attempts last season. He didn't have time to do it in the game. And then I tried to defend the brother. I looked up his stat. He averaged 1.9 yards. I said, God damn, Deuce Vaughn. So it's difficult, bro. It's the off season. I know it's longer than Shaq feet, but hey, at some point, at some time, we're gonna have to figure out a way, bro. We definitely gonna have to figure out a way to get the morale going for these boys.
Yeah, well, it's some things to be excited about. I already did a show on it yesterday. Not to cut you off though, bro. Yeah.
But 300, that was the dude that worked them, and he jumped in the inbox, and that's how most of these guys eat. And they was hitting me up saying, man, dog, I really appreciate you for reposting that. I got a few more clients from that. So appreciate it. I said,
it's marketing. It's marketing for the
It's
homies.
Marketing for real.
It is like, because Real Truth, one of my boys, and like anything that you can put out there that show them doing that work, it's gonna cause that viral effect of where people go cause that phone to ring and them. And it's really not the NFL athletes that get these guys paid. It's the everyday people that come, like the high school people and stuff like that. That's where the bread and butter is, the volume. These guys are the big tickets, but the volume and where you, So anyway, that's another subject. Going to these super chats real quick, man. My first super chat, if y'all want to pull up y'all's. And also, man, let's get the likes up, everybody. I noticed that it was over 300 people watching, man. It was only 150 something likes. So, that's way under, I know it's been a while since the four horsemen been together, but we back. You know what I mean? And it's easy to get caught up and forget that the likes is a pivotal part. But let's get the likes up, y'all. So my first super chat, it said, we need playmakers. We only have one on offense. And I think that was to that Thomas, when y'all was talking about Thomas.
Yeah, look at all these Thomases jumping in, boy. I got a Thomas right here. Look at the Thomases, boy. Yeah.
Oh, there they are, all the Thomases.
Boy, y'all better watch out for them Thomases. See, it's a sign. Come on. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
So so that was my first super chat, and my second was just showing my boy Chris just showing love for all four of us being back. He just threw $20 on it. I appreciate it.
Salute, brother. Thank you.
He said salute.
You throw 20 over here.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all spread that out too, man. I appreciate it though, man. He's showing major
spread the love.
Yeah, just seeing all four of us being back at it, you can always sense when one of us is missing. It ain't quite the same. It really is not.
Okay, let me see. We got here you go. I got.
Go ahead, Law.
I'm gonna read Chris Dantzler. Shout out to him. He put down. Salute Law Nation with the $19.99 for your mind is contagious. That $20 contagious over there, man. And Freddie James and them, man, with the other $20 super chat. He says, I hear you, big game. No Diddy, for real. So he sent the $20 this way, man. But hey, send it to Big Game James way as well. Appreciate everybody, man. I thank y'all so much.
Don't be. Don't be. Send here.
Man, forget Big Game James, man. Send all that money over here, man. He don't need no
Yeah. He don't like the workouts, man. He don't like the workouts.
Ooh, my boy Amp say, hey,
I'm
Amp in the
greedy.
house. My boy Amp in the house. He said birthday in 90 minutes. Uh-oh. Amp finna turn up.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Amp finna turn up.
And he ain't saying next.
Birthday,
Amp
happy
finna turn
birthday.
up.
Yeah.
So y'all already know what it is, man. It's the final word time. And I get into it, man. Just kind of looking at it. And just recapping. I would say that in terms of our first subject, we was dealing with Tyler. I feel like that's gonna work itself out. That's gonna work itself out. I ain't worried about that at all. The big thing is Zeke. That's the common thing going on right there. And I think
right.
It just all depends also on the draft. So I think two moves that's currently in the news right now is draft dependent. I think Tyler's draft dependent. I think the future of Zeke is draft dependent. If we get that stud running back that we all feel good about and that's durable, then yes, we are moving on. But if we don't, I think we should be at least open for the insurance of Zeke. That's my final word.
Ooh.
It's on you, Big
Game.
Swallow that.
I didn't. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna get some drops. Just wait. I got some drops coming. You be ready for them drops, boss.
That wasn't me, bro. That was Law.
Wait a minute, man. My head's up high.
You see how you assumed it was me, bro? I ain't the only one got buttons over here.
It's the evil world we live in.
I said evil world, but that's all right. I got some buttons to be ready for them. But anyway,
I'm ready.
Ain't no final word for me. Ain't nothing really for me to say about these Cowboys. Same old thing. Ain't nothing changed. So hey, go boys. We'll see what happens in this draft, and we'll see what happens. With Zeke back, but please don't do it.
Please don't even do it. Don't even do it. Hey man, also real quick before the OC go, man, shout out, man. That OC Wi-Fi been kicking the last 3 shows.
Oh, yeah.
No glitches.
Oh, he been
nothing.
Clear.
Boy been clear as day, and it made a great difference
Clear.
in the content, man. Because he
got
hard. OC
he got a popcorn. He got a popcorn machine behind him, man.
I think he's sitting by the Wi-Fi machine right now. I think it's right there by his ear or something. Go ahead, Big Dog.
Yeah, man. You actually not too far off on that, Boss Cowboy. But I'm gonna say this, man. In terms of final word, man. Look, the Cowboys need to be very wise and discerning before making a decision to play Tyler Smith at guard or tackle. It really is draft dependent, and really their first 2 picks will tell you a lot about how they feel about Hoffman and the development of TJ Bass. Those will be the huge indicators. But whoever you pick, make them prove it. Do not crown anybody the heir apparent until they have proved it in camp and in preseason games that they can hold up at left tackle. I don't care who it is. So that's my word on that. Number 2, look, we got to understand that we broke up for a reason, and that, baby, it's not going to work out, and it's not going to work out for certain reasons. And that's why we need to just leave Ezekiel Elliott exactly where he's at. We appreciate his contribution. He's a circle of honor candidate for the Cowboys and should make that. But we need to get younger. We need to get better. We need to get faster for us to be successful. And so we'll see all these things play out. And the Cowboys better be right in their Overstock.com philosophy on getting the spillovers of cuts from teams and quality players. Because if they're not right, we go be in a big old heap of what happens after all your gas gets out when you're on that toilet. You know what I'm talking about. That's my final word.
Ooh, I want to debate you on that. We gonna debate that.
Hey, can I get a quick final word in?
Yeah, because I want to go at OC on that one. Ooh, I want to go at him.
Go at it. But I say it's good to have all the 4 horsemen back. Been a long time since all of us been together, so I appreciate everybody that was on the panel. Appreciate seeing you, OC, because it's been a long time since I've been on here and you've been on here. So I really appreciate being able to hear you, OC, listen to your expertise. And I want to give you a shout out how I appreciate how, when I heard everybody on Twitter with Duke, and I ain't going nothing against Duke, okay? I ain't going against you, Duke. You an offensive lineman, I don't know nothing. But it's like once he said it was like that was God. And I appreciate how you jumped in and you was like, hey, I ain't saying nothing about Duke, but let me tell you, Tyler Smith can play that tackle. He can be great at it if you let him. And I just appreciate you not always everybody, you not going with the grain and basically being valid in what you're saying. Yeah. You feel me? Being real about it. You know what I mean? Because it was like he was the gospel when he said it. And I understand I'm not disrespecting when he said it, but I just appreciate there was other people that said, hey, couldn't just all be that, it could be this too. So I appreciate you.
Let me jump in on that too before Law go, man. Just good point, Big. Because that's why I wanted the OC on. I text OC today, didn't I? Say, bro, I want to get your insight on what Duke said, bro. Like, that's where you sit to us in this community. Like, we all trust our eyes. I know Big trust the hell out of his eyes. Law trust his eyes. But we respect you greatly when it comes to offensive line. Like, I see you and Duke in the same
deeply.
Light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of, like, if I see something different than you, I'ma still highly respect it when it comes to the offensive line. So I'm also not shocked that you stood on it because you've been doing it since I knew you. You always stand on your stuff. So, and I think you put winning first, man. So I just want to piggyback on Big on what he said.
Appreciate it, bro.
No doubt, man. If I can echo the things that these boys said, man, I know you 10 toes down on your assessment when everybody was booing, when everybody was throwing stuff around. It was you who said, hey, this dude, Tyler Smith, he can play tackle. He can be a star in this league. And I know people don't fly in or go to see you and work out with you. But one thing they can't take from you is your voice. Yep. Your voice matters, right? Mm-hmm. And being the voice for the voiceless and keeping us calm and everything is everything, bro. So, hey, continue to stand 10 toes down on your assessment with Tyler Smith as a left tackle or just a left-sided player. He's phenomenal, y'all, regardless of where they place him. And he's playing beyond the skill set that most people thought that he was never going to be able to do here with the silver and blue and the starting side of his helmet. So everybody, I love what my guy, Boss Cowboy, said a few years ago when he said that, man, most of these people don't hit on their drafts anyway. Why not, put out his own list and do his own work and realize that, hey, they would get all of the right points the first day. But if you look back and you look at his guide, what Boss put out and what Big Game James, I remember Big Game James was pounding on the table for Fred Warner before everybody was saying that. Me and Big Game James did a whole content page and did a whole video together. He was saying, hey, Fred Warner.
Hankins too, Jonathan Hankins.
He banged the table for Hankins. He was banging the table for Keaton Mitchell last season, and look, this is from the confines of his own studio, from his home, right? So these guys are getting paid millions upon millions of dollars. They are not as accurate as right as us because we did our homework. Shout out to all of the people that's doing video film breakdowns like the JC Cowboy Network. I like what he's doing. I like what DMV doing. I like what my guy, all of these boys. If I go down the list, I'll leave out somebody's name.
It's crazy
but
now.
It's crazy, man. Y'all doing some good, phenomenal work collectively.
I want to say, a for real OG Law, like it's crazy. I ain't trying to cut you off, but just to see when I started in 2017, and just to see how we was just basically doing it, you feel me, and just to see the uprising of it, where it's so like precise. Remember Law when we was out there, we was talking it, but it's so precision with it now. Like there's layers to it now. And it's just amazing to kind of see it in this short time. Crazy.
Hell yeah, man. We did a whole draft show together, bro, in 2017, man. with the LVE pick. Remember that person gave me the information that we knew we was picking LVE the whole day before. We knew that. So this community, that's then we was new media and not even knowing it, right? And even if the Cowboys draft Cooper DeJean, you can stand 10 toes down and defend that, right? You can literally defend that. We can defend any pick that's out there, and people won't look at us sideways because they know we did our homework. They know that we did our study piece on that. So I love this, man. At this time of the season, everybody is not right. Everybody's not wrong. It's just neutral. And I can't wait, man, for this season kickoff, man, for the 2024 season. Hey, y'all continue to help us out with hitting that like, sharing this content, and let's continue to grind and shine. That's all the time that we have for this moment, man. Let's go. DC for life, not for short. Let's get it.
I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.